G'day everybody. I want to talk about how do you know if you're connected to a devil minion, to a person that does the wrong thing. And you're meant to be righteous, so you're a righteous church person, you have all these rules. How do you know when you're bending it and breaking those rules and you're actually being a hypocrite? Well, you find out where you get it. So say you own a factory and you don't make everything there, right? You put things together, you make something else like a watch. Where do you get your materials? Where did that rock come from? Where did that metal come from? How did that metal get produced? Did it have a slave create that in any way? Did it hurt the environment in any way? Was it polluting? Because if it was, you're not a good person. Huh? So you're the devil. So did you buy the materials from such a group? Because if you did, you're in a way working with the devil. You're supplying him some money, him to keep doing his deed, right? Because you want. So you've gone to the devil to get a quick thing, you see? Because you want. So in a way, you might be not as bad as that on the list, devil minion list, the devil right up to the worst person, which is the devil. You're on the low, but you're still on it. Righteous list. Got that all from a righteous way. So when you ask, how'd you get this? It was fairly done. By fair, how you'd see fair, righteous. What we know what true righteous is today with our brains. Right? Means they paid right, they didn't harm the environment, they made a hole, but they fixed it. So in the end, didn't harm the environment. Right? It's recyclable. It's fair rate. Right? To the market rate that's fair when it comes to real competition. And supply and demand, for real, without the extras. Because everyone can add the extras, the manipulation, the tricks, the tactics. Right? So if you get, and the more of those materials you get, the more that you're with the devil. You'll let the devil do it, your dirty work, and you just come to the devil. So the devil kills and goes, here you go. So you still work for the devil, don't you? You see? So how much do you work for the devil behind the scenes? And guess what? Every church out there just about, and every building, has a bit of devil in it. How do you make a building without no devil in it? Not every. The older churches more likely don't. More than newer ones. The buildings that more like this with this door in it. That door, if I can go back in its story, is a piece of the devil. It harms the environment in some way, I bet you. Because just about everything does. You see? And they don't do it right. They pollute the hunt. They're not catching what they pollute and all that kind of stuff. So you're working for the devil, which is what keeps me stuck in the boat. This is what actually made me go, shit, if we actually go true righteous and talk about it, which is what I've been doing the last 2 years, it's a big deal. In fact, it's probably mission impossible, I've been told. But if you don't start, then it's never going to change, does it? It'll actually get worse. So I have to start. I have to say I can't be in that job because that job somewhere along the line is supplying the devil, you see? And so I don't want to do it. I'm already in one now, the government assistance. If it's the government's doing all the things that I just told you, then they're supplying the devil. And if they help you, then you're getting help from the devil. The only way not to get help from the devil is me to have my own land, God-given land, and there's a lot of our land out there that technically is not taken, it's just sitting there. It's only taken because they say, hey, it's in our backyard corner. And we can call it, say Australia, they can say the whole land's theirs, right? Even though they don't use it. But really, what's freedom then, right? Why can't we have a land that we can just go camp on? Isn't that even a basic enough freedom? And if we can camp there permanently, then we should be able to pick that as a living spot if you're poor enough, right? Maybe you can change certain standards where they can't go big buildings, but at least you can have a basic living life. There's lots of changes that you can do that are fair, right? But they're more harder because when it comes to doing the righteous things, it's more physical work. It is harder. But if you do it for you and they do it back to you, and if it goes around, it only works if you all do the same thing. They're the same person. You do things for someone and then they do it when you now. It'll balance out, more than likely, right? You won't feel like a slave. But in the other system, there's people just constantly always doing the right thing and that's it. They get nothing back. So I don't know how you all see righteous and the devil. You hear people talk about it, and that's why I call them hypocrites a lot, because they say a lot of good things, but then they go back to the devil for a few other things. I can do all these good things because I get $1 million from the devil. But with that million I make 10 million and this and that. But if I didn't get that million, all this wouldn't have really happened, you see. So in the end, the devil helped me. So how do you stop so you can not say that? That's why I had a fight with my brother. And he looked at my rules and he's like, you're fucked. You can't do it. You can't do real estate because you believe they rip off and the system's not right? Because you can't believe you can rip off someone and just go to a property and then just make $50,000 just like that if you pick the right person and get them to sign the paperwork. You believe that's a rip-off. You believe there's other ways of doing things, hourly rates and selling and stuff like that and have more money. But you can't even get to that to talk about that. And so if you can't talk about it to change it, you know there's a problem. You just go, don't worry, I just don't want to get into that. And that's what I do. Right? I can't get into a lot of religions because there's certain things, as I spoke to a solicitor about religions and why things are different. We're all different. And they go, we're the biggest because they got more supporters. So if they got more supporters, you know how humans believe these days? Because they're the biggest and got some more supporters. What does that mean, everybody? What does a company say? We got it more right, we're the best. But that does not mean it's true at all. That just means they did propaganda better. More likely, and other things, could be other things. But if you just get the propaganda done, which Hitler did, right? Does that mean he was the best? No! Hey people, always keep thinking. Don't just listen to the propaganda. And go, you can, but just think of what you really are. You're a follower, you're a sheep. You get off the devil constantly. You want some bread? Yeah? Aren't you cute? Yeah, I'm a cutie. Other people just say, shoot me in the head. It ruins your crop. See, what type of person's that? And you know a person who'd say that? They can go to church. No wonder I don't go to church. And then they say they're all righteous. Because they go to church and sin. They go to church and pretend there's something else. And then they go and do this. They'll say they're in their power because it's eating their crop, but they will keep doing it even if it was 200 of them or 2,000 or 2 million, they'll do it. Right? Unless the law tells them no. The law is what, when the devil goes, no, hang on, you've gone too far, no, we need a little bit. No, now. And then they'll listen. Right? Can you listen to a law that's a bit of a hypocrite, like I talked about before? Isn't that a bit annoying? Where you look up a law and it says you can do this, but then, hang on, there's a little fine print here about a loophole where you actually can't. Huh? Where we might take your advice because you're this person on this list, but we won't even listen to you because you're on this. Why do they always think like that? What's treating decent mean? Why do the people in certain sections only get treated decent and the other one? Because of money. It's all about money. Isn't it? It's sad. It's sad that we can't look up to something out there who talks wisdom that. We do. We have monks, but we don't really, actually, because monks can't really do anything. And they don't. They'd rather do their own thing. Because every time they do, they've been there before. Huh? You're all corrupt. It's up to all yous to change. To come and ask and do. Huh? Anyway, have a good one. And bye-bye.